This is the trailer for Screamer, and looks promising.
Screamer is an arcade racing game fueled by brand new gameplay mechanics. One of them is the Eco. The Eco is a system that allows players to gain two different types of energy. One of them we call the Sink, and the other we call the Entropy. Sink is the main one and can be gained by doing different...
Already I'm interested, right? It's not just hold down gas, brake when there's a corner. Look at all this shit. Look at the UI. Boost. Yes. Shift. Okay, so we're going to be guessing the default way to play. We're driving manual. Shield is interesting, and strike. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Arcadey ass fun. When games are developed of, hey, what can we do to make games fun? Now, I've only seen about a minute of this trailer, so let's see if the rest of the 4 minutes can sell me on this game.
Action throughout the race. For example, you can gain it by staying in the slipstream of an opponent, or you can gain it passively throughout the race.
Okay,
there are also characters that have abilities that tweak or add new ways to interact with Sync. But the most important action that the player can do to gain Sync is performing an active shift.
Active shift is a simple but very effective mechanic. Because when the RPM of the engine is reaching a critical threshold, you can tap a button and engage the upshift. Doing so...
Oh, shit. No way. Okay. I am one of those jabronis that is a diehard fan for Crash Team Racing. You know, the era of Mario Kart 64, CTR, and Diddy Kong Racing. That is the hill I will die on. CTR is the best, hands down, kart racing game of that era. And this mechanic right here is very reminiscent of how you drift in CTR. You initiate your drift with L1 or R1, and then once your bar fills up towards the red line, or you see black smoke coming out of your tailpipe, you hit the alternate L1 or R1, whichever one you didn't initiate it with. You could chain that up to 3 times. The thing that's fucking great about that, you can maintain that speed throughout the entire lap. So it really is a kart racing game that doesn't devolve into, hey, how lucky can I get with items? So in a casual setting, it's like, hey, that was a fun party game, fun kart racing game, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And in a high competitive sense, you guys, it is literally a real ass race. There's no bagging. For you guys who don't know what bagging is, it's literally staying in the back so that you can use the rubber banding of the game to get your RNG for items that will pull you, like slingshot you forward. Very common tactic in competitive Mario Kart. Not a big fan of that, so I'm out. Usually I'm like, okay, I'll get good in Mario Kart, but I'm not gonna be that good. Crash Team Racing, you can't do that shit, man. It is a racing game. It is like, let's fucking get you in the lead. You keep the lead by driving well. And then stuff like this, active driving. Hey, we want to reward you with boost. How about you do like this manual shift? Make sure you time it right. Oh man, it is just perfection. I love this shit. Let's go.
Has a connection with the story and the overall idea because you are in groove with the race and with your car, so you get
I need to get a racing wheel
out of it, getting a slight push from the engine, but also critically.
This is kind of like cell shaded a little bit. Am I seeing that right?
Active shifting needs a little concentration, but gets you a great reward in building up the sync throughout the race.
Swinging.
The main action that you can perform when you have enough sync is the boost. The boost is a very traditional action in any arcade racer, but in Screamer we tried to put our own twist on it. Basically, boost is performed by releasing the button at a certain time. But if you release it at the perfect time, you can get what we call a perfect boost. And the perfect boost gives you an additional force for the car, which goes faster and also lasts a little bit longer.
Perfect timing in high-intense situations is like my favorite game mechanic.
Is not the only thing that you can do when you have enough sync.
Shielding is the other way to use the sync resource, because the Screamer blends the racing part and the fighting part seamlessly. So to
He
try
just
to win the
shunted the
races
hell
and
out of that
prevail
dude.
is key to be able to protect yourself from the other attacks. So when you see the on-screen alert, you can decide to use Sync
Okay,
to
so right at
activate
the
the
bottom.
shield, protect yourself for a brief amount of time, and be basically
This is
invulnerable.
car
but all
battles
the actions you do
while you're
both
racing.
boosting and
I
shielding
love it.
will use Sync and at the same time build up the other key resource, that is the entropy.
When you perform actions that use Sync, you gain entropy. And entropy is the energy that fuels the fighting part of the system.
Overdrive.
The first action that you can perform is called Strike. And Strike gives you a short but very powerful burst of speed. If you hit another vehicle when you use a Strike, you make it explode and perform what we call a KO,
man.
which is very powerful. It gains you energy and also a position. But another thing that you can do if you decide to keep the entropy instead of spending it for a strike is
you can
use
save.
the ultimate ability.
You get an ultimate.
The overdrive is the ultimate weapon
This is fighting
in Screamer.
games
So you can decide to
disguised
save
as a
the
racing
full
game.
entropy bar.
But
and
man,
use
look
it
at this
completely
this shit
to
looks
enter
good.
the overdrive state.
It has
Then
like a good
you'll be
juxtaposition
much
of like
faster.
realistic and
You have the
like
shield
futuristic.
engaged for a brief amount of time. And
Kind
whenever
of looks
you
like an
touch an
arcade game,
opponent,
which I'm
you
all
KO
fucking
them
about. You know,
immediately.
I love
But
arcades.
Be careful. When the shield fades out, you'll be still very fast, but you'll be vulnerable. And if you touch the walls,
Oh,
you'll
that's a
explode.
double.
It's a very
Oh,
powerful
shit.
tool to be used very carefully and very skillfully. We've been talking
This
a lot
is the
about
spiritual successor to like
fighting
a F-Zero.
and KOs, but don't be afraid. When you get KO'd, you don't restart from still, but you restart in motion thanks to
that's
the
nice.
ecosystem. So you'll be able to rejoin the competition
No
and
slow
stay into
rolling
the
starts.
groove and fight for the lead.
So when you take into consideration
That's smart.
all the
They want to keep you in the action at all times, right? They don't want you to just be like, okay, once I get passed up, once I get blown up, now I have to fight my way back and there's not gonna be anyone around to like engage in these mechanics. So that's really smart that they're just like, okay, this is a game where I see rubber banding as not so much of an issue because the moment-to-moment gameplay of, okay, I have to time this drift to make sure that I get my boost. Oh shit, while I'm drifting, I am having a red warning sign. Someone's gonna try and kill me. Hit the shields. Or there's other gameplay mechanics of like, should I save my shield? I'm doing pretty good so far. Save my shield for my super or my overdrive, and then see a whole bunch of cars bunched up like that, take them all out in one go. This reminds me of, oh, what is that game? It's not Grid. The Yo Video Games guys play it, and it's fucking awesome. It is like just straight up arcade racing game where you can like save up points or something like that to like make explosions happen in the world and to take out other people. God, if you guys remember what game I'm talking about, please type it in chat because this seems similar. It seems like the same kind of vibe, right?
these gameplay mechanics, you can easily imagine that each race in Screamer can be very unique. And on top of that, you have to consider for the differences in character abilities and also the differences in vehicle handling. So I think we can fairly say that there's quite the evolution in each race.
Yes.
Yeah, hold on. Real quick. He just got exploded, right?
In character abilities,
He's taking the corner.
and also the differences in vehicle handling.
He has the red.
So
Yep.
I think we can fairly say that there's
They're
quite
only
the
like 3 or
evolution
4
in each
car lengths
race.
ahead,
Yeah.
keeping you in the action, keeping you engaged, keeping you in the fight. That is what arcade sports action is all about, and that's why I miss this genre of game so much.
And races evolve throughout the laps because at the very beginning you have no sync and no entropy, but then you'll be start to build the sync and use it. But how to use it? To be faster and to protect yourself with the shield. And then you'll build entropy, but choices again. Should use it for strike or save it for overdrive. So there's a lot of different strategies you can use to really be prevailing into the races. And there's a lot of evolution from the beginning to the end.
And now we are thinking about the single player part of the game, so racing against the AI, but we can assure you that the experience of the game gets turned up to 11 when you go online and race with your friend in a team.
Man, I got like fun little anime characters too. Wishlist now. PS5, Xbox Series X/S, Steam, Epic Store. So this was Screamer, the official gameplay mechanics overview. This is developed by Milestone Games. They did Hot Wheels Unleashed in 2021, MotoGP 2022. What is going on here? Published by Virgin Group, Interplay Entertainment, and Virgin Interactive Entertainment. I'm looking forward to this one a lot. That looks like a futuristic looking RX-7. I like this art style. I like that they're taking familiar photorealistic parts of like the map and the cars, but adding a little extra something to it, right? I'm liking this the more that I look at it. I appreciated the overview from the developers over there too. This slide right here, the way like your car moves off the center line and has like that kind of floaty weight to it, but it's like very exaggerated, very much reminds me of like arcade racer style games. But I could see this one being like a good time with a bunch of friends. I am looking forward to this game. Let me see initial release date. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Was I looking up the wrong game? Okay, hold on. Look, what's going on here? Screamer. This is an old game by the same developers, right? Milestone, Screamer. We go to the Steam page, Milestone. So it is a revamp or a remake? Did not know that. That's actually pretty interesting. What does the old game look like? That now I'm interested. 1995 Evolution of Screamer. Okay, I'm not familiar with the series at all.
That corner's tricky.
Very much arcade. Okay. This came out in 1995. Here because... okay. That's what I'm talking about. Here because of the new trailer and got curious about the franchise's past. I'm right there with you, Nemezito. It's gonna be nice seeing all the new folks coming in from the latest announcement. Milestone better not let us down. They're the pride of our country after all. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fucking cool. I learned something new today. Did not know that there were a bunch of Screamer games. Never even heard of this. Why does the second one look worse than the first one? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Screamer Rally.
Good start.
Screamer 4x4. Hey, this one looks like the best one out of all of them. What is happening? Are you driving through a funeral? What is this?
5 penalty points.
Yeah, this looks like a blast.
This next section is tough.
Okay, that's cool.